you know. Ready?
Come on back.
This is huge.
So anyway, just
Make yourself at home. Yeah, wherever,
will you
wherever
be?
you want to. I will be over there. You guys will be on that side. So several years ago, we visited with a young man by the name of Michael Gebbett, and Michael was starting his own business out of high school, GEBBS Total Video. And Michael is here. I'm going to have him introduce his special guest too, because he's branching and venturing out and doing some really cool things. Welcome back.
How you doing,
I
Mark?
think you and I ran into each other at the grocery store recently.
We did.
Well, we don't talk very often, but we do sometimes online, and then here on the air it's nice to catch up again.
The beauty of Facebook.
And yes, the beauty of Facebook. That's right. And introduce your special guest and business partner now. Huh?
So I got my main man here, Ryan Hanlon the Manlon, with me, and he started.
Nickname.
He started back in December, and I'll let him tell you the story real quick of how we.
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy story. I was coming up on my 10th year with my career. I had a full-on career that I had since college, and that career had taken me as far away as sunny San Diego, California, and we had moved back to St. Louis, and I approached Michael with a project, mostly because my mom said, you know, she cuts articles out of the Telegraph and keeps me up on what's going on. She's like, you should look at this guy, Michael Gebbett. So we ended up shooting this documentary together. And from there, our friendship grew, and he was like, listen, you're obviously frustrated with your job, with your whole corporate deal. You don't see your family enough. I want you to burn all your suits and come to work for me.
There you have it.
And the fire began.
And I told him he was crazy. Well, we figured it out, and it's been a fantastic change for me because I see my family and my friends, and it's just been great. But the last 4 months, the minute we kind of like lit that fire, it's pretty much been a
Roller coaster.
it's been a rocket launch since.
Well, and Michael began this as we talked about when he was here on the air, however many years ago now that was.
19, 2006.
Wow, it's 2006. And so here we are in 2011, and you've had quite a journey since then. You still do the same things you were doing before, video transfers. People have piles and piles of VHS tapes at their homes or other film or things that need to be transferred to a DVD, and you want it saved forever. And you still do that.
We still do offer that, yeah, absolutely.
You have branched out, though, to do so many other things, weddings and the different ways you shoot weddings, and travel to different corporate functions, and not only corporate functions too, but industry functions, filmmaking, and so many things.
Yeah.
What was your vision when you? I know when you and I first sat down, and now where you are now. What?
Oh, I mean, when I started, obviously it was the filmmaking. I mean, our little movies that we made here locally, and I started all this to be able to get the money and time and equipment that I needed to do that. And I thought, well, I could film dance recitals and some weddings, but at that time I thought I'd just show up, hit record, and put it on DVD, which some people still do today. But I got inspired by some different companies and things out there, and my big specialty with the weddings is the same-day edit, which we put together a stylized piece and show that night at the reception. And that has opened up so many doors for me. That's allowed me to take Ryan on. We have a few other employees now, and I've traveled all over the United States. We have a wedding in Puerto Rico in November.
Oh, darn.
So it's pretty cool.
It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be tough for Mark.
And so, and when you do this, you learn from people who are already doing it. But then there's got to be some part of it too that's your creative side that I wonder if this would work, and then you try.
Right. Well, I mean, originally I didn't know what to do. I mean, I felt like I was creative. I was technical. I knew the technicalities of things, but as far as the creativity came from being inspired by all these different other people online, and there's so much stuff online for you to check out that can really inspire you and open your mind to do other things. And so I found some different companies. I was really inspired, and I just took it to a different level. But then I originally was kind of emulating them, and then I was like, enough's enough. I'll take all the little nuggets and I'll put my own twist on it. And then that's kind of how
and really the same day edit now for Michael, I mean, from what I've learned really, is that he is really, I mean, he's the best there is right now with same day edit, at least in our neck of the woods. I mean, a lot of people that have come to us via Facebook or emails or phone calls or just what we call GEBBS fans or whatever. I mean, he is really when it comes to the same day edit, I think he's probably one of the best.
Describe, if you would, in layman's terms, for people who might be listening, what a same-day edit is. I mean, walk us through the process of being at a wedding and what
So
you
typically
do.
most people would think of a wedding video as just a documentation of the ceremony, a documentation of the reception, throw it on DVD, you never watch it.
And you get it several weeks to months
or
after
years
your,
later,
after
or
your
never.
wedding.
And so for us, I'm showing up early in the morning, and typically between maybe 9, 10 o'clock in the morning at the salon, at the bride's house or whatnot, and we're filming. But we're not looking for the standard procedure things of just zipping up a dress. We're looking for all the little nuances and things that happen. Sometimes the groom has given a gift. One time we had one who recorded a special message, put it on a portable DVD player, and she opened it up at the hotel room, and she's bawling her eyes out. And so little things like that other guys don't look for. So we take that, we do film the ceremony in a way that most people don't see, with these flowing, gliding shots and all these cinematic type of ways of filming. And we film the photo session, and then typically someone else will continue to film the reception while I edit together all that footage into a story that really tells the day in a different way.
Let me stop you there. While he feverishly edits the video in a banquet storage room, hidden away
3x3 room,
with sweat beads drooling on his face, just hammering away and making it happen in a few hours.
So, it's cool. GEBBSweddingfilms.com. You can check out all the samples of the same day edits.
So that's a nice chunk of what you do. You have also been able to travel and do other things, and this is how Michael approached me just last week and said, "Hey, it's been a while since we talked," and he listed like 7 or 8 different names. Jars of Clay, I think, was on
Jars of
there.
Clay,
South
we
by
just
Southwest,
filmed
Oprah, and I said, "Oh, Jars of Clay, Oprah. Wait a second."
Yeah, so I threw things out there sometimes to tease people. Now, we
Yeah,
did
it
have an
worked.
association with Oprah very remotely through the company that we shoot for, Cool Fire Media over in St. Louis. And they have a thing called Cool Fire Originals, where they're developing basically reality shows, but real life, as you say, like the...
documentary style reality shows. I mean, it's not. They don't look for shows that are staged. They go out and find. I mean, it's a lot. It's really hot right now. You know, Deadliest Catch, Dirty Jobs, American Pickers. All of these shows that are really, these people are just living their lives, and a documentary film crew is, putting it in front of you.
Yeah,
right.
And that's what Cool Fire Originals has been doing. Is they've been looking for these stories, and fortunately, they've been finding these stories very regionally. One that's been picked up.
The one
by
that was
Oprah
picked up
is-
the one that was picked up by Oprah was it's called Sweetie Pies,
Sweetie
which a
Pies.
lot of you might know over in the
think it's-
Mangrove over there in St. Louis. She actually started singing for Ike and Tina Turner back in the day.
Yeah.
And so I went in and I filmed all the footage more or less for it. There was an assistant shooter, but I was the main shooter on that project. And they put together the little pilot for it, pitched it, and now Oprah's picked it up for 8 episodes. So
yeah,
it's pretty
it's
cool.
it's going to be a great fun show, and it's great because it's a regional thing. You know,
Right.
because a lot of people have been to Sweetie Pies, or like my wife, she's like, I can't wait to go there and have dinner sometime.
Yeah.
So
Michael Gebbett and Ryan Hanlon are here with us this morning. We're talking about GEBBS Total Video, talking about the projects that they're working on right now, sort of following his career, starting at 19 and now into his early, almost mid-20s. He's getting old now.
24.
Yeah. And so you've done these things, and tell me about the Buried Life, because the Buried Life crew and the cast, they just came to town. Brad Tiemann, who is actually my age, he
Went to
went to Alton High and has become a creative filmmaker, showmaker, and
He's
done
the
some
director
things too.
for 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they came into town last Monday, and they were coming to Alton High. And basically, we're actually doing a project for Alton High School that we're really excited about, that we're going to be putting together over the next month or so. And they reached out to us to film this. And me being who I am, I mean, I went and did what we had to do, but then I actually talked to them, showed them some footage we were getting. They're like, "Oh my gosh, this is really good stuff." And then actually hung out with them at Fast Eddie's afterwards, which was pretty cool. But then they're like, "Well, hey, you should come to SIUE," which was the next day. They were giving another presentation. I actually took my parents, and they got to meet them, and we filmed again. And then the following day at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we got a call from them going, "Hey, you know what? This is last minute, but we're going to be up in Champaign. We're starting at 7. We'd love for you to film." And so me,
that's
Ryan,
it,
my other guy Charles, we
Charles.
picked up a super bride. We're filming her wedding, and she came along with us. She's a photographer.
that's actually a good part of the story. We're on our way to Springfield, and we're driving along. We're just so happy, and we're so stoked about this experience. We're listening to music and figuring out our game plan, and we're approaching Springfield, and I was like, "Hey guys, one of our super brides, Krista, whose wedding's coming up, she's a brilliant photographer. She's done a few corporate jobs with her. I'm like, get her on the phone, tell her to pack a bag, we're going to Champaign.
And there you go.
And that's what we did. We picked her up at her house. Her fiance was high-fiving us. We're like, see you next weekend at your wedding. But,
We're taking her.
Chris is coming with us tonight, and the four of us road tripped over to Champaign. I mean, we literally made it there within minutes. I pulled the Jeep up in front of like this massive ballroom old campus building. I put the flashers on and left it there. And we actually forgot about the Jeep for a while. And we went in there and we shot, like a 3-camera shoot of the buried life while Krista got these beautiful stills of the guys. And it was just amazing.
And they've talked about using us as a crew if they come to the Midwest to film, using our footage that we have filmed on the TV show, and then we have some other little things possibly in the works.
Yeah,
too,
and our man Charles Phillips, extremely talented young man who works with us, who's part of the team. He's actually editing a piece right now that we're hoping to tease Buried Life with here in a few days.
So what is the secret? I mean, just how quickly this has happened. But
the Tim Ferriss story. The Tim Ferriss story was really the catalyst for all of this.
Back up and explain.
So I don't know how much time we have left, but we'll try to finish off on the Tim. I don't know if any of you have heard of Tim Ferriss. He's a best-selling author of the 4-Hour Work Week, which he brought out, I believe, in 2007. And I actually had a lot of crazy things happen last year. I didn't know really what direction I was wanting to go. I had found his website, got really inspired by the book. And then come December, I found out that he was having a launch party for his new book, The 4-Hour Body. And it was going to be in New York. I found out on a Friday. I emailed him at like 8 o'clock at night. Now, this guy is literally unreachable. But he had some things in his blog comments where somebody was having some problems getting in. They were under 21. He said, well, email Charlie at his email address, and then he'll take care of you. So I thought, what the heck, I'll email him. So I emailed him. I sent him a little thing. I said, I'm going to be out there. I'd love to film if you'd want me to. Otherwise, I'll just come out anyways. But just let me know.
Well, and he put some work in front of him. That was the big thing. It wasn't just like a super fan writing an email. He was like, here's my work, and he attached a couple of videos.
Which were relevant
to the launch party.
Right. And so then after that, I got an email back an hour later and said, oh my gosh, we love your work. It would be great if you could film. So I got to go out there, and he had just started. He was very pessimistic, and I told him he left.
He's like, you got to read this book.
He left on Friday, came back on Monday. I go, dude, I'm going to New York tomorrow, and so I flew myself out there, and we rocked it out. And then I put together a piece for his launch party. He actually put it on his blog, which receives 1 million+ views a month. And the video has 11,000 views already in like no time.
And the first day that he put the video on his blog, it had 6,000 views. So I was like, I got to read this book. And really, Tim Ferriss has this whole part of the book that talks about reaching the unreachable. And what I love about the story about what Michael did and is doing is that he reached the unreachable. We basically took the lessons that we learned from these people or these books, and I go out and apply them.
Yeah.
And I think that's how the thing with Buried Life and these other things.
I think too many people sit back and hope things are going to happen to them. And although we do have things that just pop up, I still go out of my way to make things happen.
Right.
And I think that's a really important lesson for people to know. And that's the thing with the Buried Life. They say anything is possible if you put your mind to it and you really want it.
Right.
And so I think that's the bottom line. So.
It really is. I mean, it really is true. If you have something you want to accomplish, sitting around and
one quote that I said to them that they actually end up using at the end of the 2 presentations, the Buried Life guys, I said, the worst thing that's going to happen if you ask for something is you're going to get a no, but you already get a no if you don't ask. And so I'm on here this morning because I reached out to Mark, not because he reached out to me per se. And then now you're on the radio, and so you just got to take that step because everybody's so afraid of asking for something or doing something because they think something really bad's going to happen. But typically you're so unhappy that bad things are already happening, so how much worse can it get?
Yeah.
So.
Well, feel free to reach out anytime.
Cool, buddy. Well, I really appreciate it. You're the man.
Hey, it's great to keep up with you and repeat those websites if people want to follow some of the things that you do.
So our main website is actually GEBBS.tv right now, GEBBS.tv, no .com. But GEBBS.tv, and then if you want to check out our wedding work with all our same day examples on there, it's GEBBS Wedding Films with an S. So GEBBS with an S and weddingfilms.com. So
very nice.
Yeah.
And so you're teasing us with these movies locally. Are you still working on?
We've got some.
There's another project in the mix that we really can't talk about.
All right.
But it's going to be pretty exciting if it gets hot. So.
If you need some voiceover work, let me know.
Absolutely.
Actually, yeah, definitely.
Hey guys, thanks a lot. You got Michael, congratulations. Ryan? best of luck to you, and
Thanks, sir.
and dropping that 10 years and coming and
Hey,
doing this.
I'm wearing
That's pretty cool.
I'm wearing a polar fleece instead of a suit today, so life is good.
And we burned all the suits. That was the first part of the show. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. We'll continue Let's Talk in Z15 Selly after these messages. Stay tuned. All right, well done. It's fun.
I love it.
Oh man, thank you so much for having us
Yeah,
today.
man.
Hey,
Hey,
talk
really,
about-
seriously, I just am so proud of what you've been able to accomplish. And
I
it's really
appreciate
cool what
everything,
you
man.
do. And